Hello, everybody, and welcome to Everything But the Cats, where we are legally, morally, ethically, and fiscally obligated to talk about everything but the cats. My name's Gage.
Hey, I'm DJ, and this is
Angela.
yeah. You guys have heard about my wife before, uh, Angela. We call her, uh, and this is her. This is
I'm Angela. I don't know if he's in the shot, but there's a baby.
this is
It's
Isaiah.
Oh, Isaiah's in the shot. Awesome.
Good. Is he in the shot right now too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Just barely.
just
Just barely.
the image I'm looking at. There's like kind of a dot over the
It's the
corner of
camera.
the screen.
Yeah.
The camera is blocking where Isaiah would be, so I didn't know that he was in the shot. There
Yeah,
he is.
it's like
Hello.
the front half of his face, so like a coin.
Yeah.
Great.
So you really can't tell that he's cute, but he is there.
He is cute, listener, just so you know, and watcher.
We have good authority.
So, yeah, today we are joined by Angela and also Isaiah. Very excited to have you guys on. And what are we doing today?
Today, we are trying to see. It's an age-old question that we've all always wondered. Who knows me better? Is it Gage or Angela? And now here's kind of their backgrounds, I suppose. Gage has been my best friend for like 15 years or something like that. Some absurd amount of time, over half my life, probably. Maybe it's not quite 15.
We did the math. It was almost 15.
At least half my life.
Yeah.
Gage has been like a really good friend, best friend. So that's half my life. For the past bit over 5 years, though, I have shared a house and like a life with Angela because we got married like 5 years ago. And
It's
so
mostly apartments, though.
that's true. A lot of apartments in that time.
Yeah.
Angela would want to point out. But we so it's kind of the question of this feels like a weird way to put it, and I'm like already like eating crow or whatever. A question of quantity over quality.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
So is it about the number of years of friendship, or the fact that for 5 years I've shared a bed with one of them? That's the question. Anyways, we're figuring out who knows me better, quality versus quantity, which isn't.
That just sounds unkind to Gage.
Yeah, I was gonna say isn't quite fair, because the quality of Gage and I's friendship is really good.
I'll vouch for you saying it, though. Like, I will say,
Great.
like, we spent a lot of time close together, but you guys have lived together. You've done life together for 5 years, and I've been everywhere but there for 5 years, basically. So,
Gage, have we ever shared a bed? Do you think, like overnight, slept in the same bed?
Like, what about like high school events? Did you ever have to share like a hotel bed?
no,
I think so.
We did. We did on our way to CIY one year.
Yeah.
But like it was you, me, and Marcus because Tyler went to bed early, and we all
Yeah.
sat on the balcony forever, and then slept for like 2 hours, maybe.
What did we talk about that night, Gage?
Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I talked about in high school.
Anyways, I've got a list of icebreaker questions here. I haven't chosen them, so what we can do is we can I'll let you guys give me a number, kind of one at a time. You don't get to look at them. You're just giving me a random number. They are categorized though, so like 1 through 25 are listed as virtual icebreaker questions. Here are fun introduction questions for virtual meetings. These questions are especially useful during quarantine.
That's cute.
Which some of them are actually
Some
good.
of these are not quality, just looking at this list. Some of them are.
But like 18, what's your favorite scent, for instance?
We should do that. I have an answer.
Oh man, I don't know if I have an answer.
I don't
remember what it's
sure.
called.
But
yeah, so I think we can kick this thing off.
wait, what's the highest
we can
it
start
goes?
201.
Oh my gosh, okay, no, cool. Lots of numbers.
201's pretty good. It's within the Christmas ones.
Christmas
Which of
special.
Scrooge's ghosts was the most effective?
Which has nothing to do with knowing you.
Yeah.
Well, kinda. I feel like how you read the story.
How you answer it says something about you.
Yeah. Because, like, what would be most effective for you, maybe?
Yeah.
The future one.
I don't remember.
Well, I don't know anything about the ghosts, but if it's like, what is going to impact DJ? Is it his past, present, or future? Like, future
I do
is
like
the one that you're going to be
Yeah.
listening to and like,
Yeah.
oh, gotta make sure that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good word. All right. So let's get this thing going.
Mhm.
And I say we just start with number 18. Angela's going to write hers down in her notes so that she can't cheat. And you should do the same. And then I'll probably say mine first. Or should I let you guys go first?
I don't know.
I'll let you guys go.
I feel like I'll
We
be more
should go
satisfied with the
first.
win if we go first.
Yeah,
Instead of you
yeah.
saying, yeah, it's this, and I said, I had that the whole time.
That's fair.
So we're starting with 18?
Yeah. What is my favorite scent? SCENT.
No, I know what you said. I'm just trying to like, what is my favorite scent?
Like a hay penny? Like,
Oh, it's got to be like a Frank, probably.
and now I've got to think on this too. And the only person that I would ask for clues
Right here.
is Angela.
I think I've got my answer.
All right. You both ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Gage, what do you have?
I have mahogany and leather-bound books.
Okay.
If we're looking for a specific like Bath and Body Works name of a scent, I went with Vanilla Bean Noel. But in general, it's like baked good type smells.
Okay, so the answer that I had tucked away in the dome, I can't remember what it's called, but the soap that Mark used to have, Mark Fagans used to have
Yeah.
the best smelling
Yeah, you really
soap
like
in
that
his
soap.
bathroom. We bought some
I think
of
it's
it.
orange. I think it's Dial brand.
Uh-huh.
Maybe Dial.
Is it the orange
soft
dial?
soap.
Do you know the
I think
name
it's
of
orange
it?
soap.
I think
But it's not
like gold or something. It's like really good for sensitive skin. Is all I really know.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, it's like a really basic hand soap.
It's a strong scent.
But it's like the orange, the like neon orange dial. Maybe.
I don't think so. On it. I'm just Googling dial scents, and we're going to see where we end up.
Dial sense. Ways to make your phone smell different based on who you call.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
They've
What are you called?
They're making like technology that can go along with certain games to release like different smells based on what's happening in the game that you're playing or based on the movie that you're watching.
Man, that sounds like a chore.
It sounds like there are certain games that I would not go within 100 yards of with that technology. Like Resident Evil 6 or 7, the one in the house.
7.
7 would not go near that with a smell factor. Outlast, basically any horror game.
Any camping game.
Is it just gold? That's like a bar of soap, though, right? That's a bar of soap.
Yeah.
They
'Cause
have.
you're looking for like a liquid.
They have the liquid for Dial Gold, because that's what I used to keep in my apartment because it was the easiest on people's skins.
Mm.
What does it smell like?
I have no idea. It had a smell, had a very distinct smell, but I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. I guess it was a smelly smell that smelled smelly. In the words of Eugene Krabs.
Anyways,
so we're both wrong.
You're both wrong. What I will say is that Angela was closer. Not because the specific smell I was saying wasn't like she didn't land on that. I can't even remember the name of it, but I do generally prefer like baked goods type smells.
Like we go into Bath and Body Works and like he's looking for every like,
give me some
baked
vanilla
good type smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Bath and Body Works. So anyways, that was the first question. We'll call that 0 points. Yeah, that feels fair. Gage, give me a number between 1 and 201.
142.
Blaze it. Ooh, okay, this one's actually pretty tricky. would I rather give up my smartphone or my computer? For context for listeners, I just spent about a week of my life without a phone because it took my old phone took on some water during the canoeing trip that Gage and I were on. So how did that impact my thinking on this question? Did it make me realize, oh man, I love that thing, I need that thing? Did it make me realize I hate that thing, I don't need that thing? Who knows? You guys both have an answer?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Angela, what did you say?
Okay, so the question is, would you rather give up your smartphone or your computer? So my answer was smartphone, because you definitely considered getting a dumb phone this week, like not getting a smartphone, but then you realized that you kind of need it. But that leads me to assume that you would rather give that up than your computer.
Gage?
I said smartphone because I've known you for like 15 years now, and many times you have gone without a smartphone for a period of time, but you've almost always had some kind of a computer, and that's how you got almost everything done. Plus, your work requires you to use a computer. You like learning stuff on the computer. You play games on the computer that you don't on your phone.
Yeah, you guys both get a point. Is definitely smartphone. Because, yeah, like, phones are cool and all, but really I can get anything done on a computer, plus more. And honestly, this past week wasn't bad because I had access to the world outside of where I was, maybe like during work, like all day, because I was on the computer all day. But like outside of work, I had access to the outside world maybe 30 minutes a day, if that.
And it was like on your terms. Like you would have to grab my phone or you would have to grab your computer, not like other people could just call you.
Stop by. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, who needs phones? Might just return this one. Go no phone.
No.
That would be great, but I probably won't do that. So honestly, though, I don't know if I need service. Like, I feel like Facebook Messenger can accomplish anything, and if someone's not on Facebook Messenger, that's a them problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to be in my world, you have to play by my rules. I'll think on that.
Tell that to your boss.
But anyways, you both have a point, so that's good. Angela, can I get a number? Actually, I'll give you a choice. I gave Angela a test question earlier, but I didn't give her the answer to it, but it's in here. So would you rather like answer that question or choose a random number?
Random number, because I've been thinking and I can't remember the answer.
Oh man, I didn't give you an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we've talked about in the past and I can't remember the answer.
Oh, that's fair. Well, I'm going to ask that one at some point anyways, because I like it.
Okay. I'll keep thinking.
Oh yeah, give me a number.
52.
52. What is my absolute dream job? That is a toughie.
It's a quality question.
That is a good question. Awkward one to ask at work, though. Like if you're like you're asking an icebreaker of a new hire. You're like, hey, so where do you actually want to be right now? All right, do you have an answer, Gage?
I am ready.
All right, I'll let you go first.
So I said ministry follow-up for missions. I don't know if that's exactly the wording that it would be called, but like we talked about it a few years ago, where it was like the people who go in after like the Bible translation is given to stay and follow up with the people on what it actually is to like go along with the scriptures and stuff like that. I don't remember what
Scripture
the wording
impact.
was.
Scripture
Yes.
impact is
Okay.
what they would call it.
That I believe we had a conversation about that years ago, so it might not be accurate anymore, but we did have that at one point.
What did Angela say?
I said web developer, but as a digital nomad or a missionary. So like doing basically what you do now, but not here.
Yeah. So I'd call that a point for both of you guys as well. Because I feel like the answer I came up with, I think my ideal life, is like working as working overseas, not necessarily overseas, probably prefer overseas, but not necessarily overseas. And then like the day to day is that a lot of the time I'm like doing like web development, IT, what I do now. But then a key part of my job is also like going out and like doing discipleship type things, like as well, like Bible studies in the city and stuff like that. So
I think together we got that point.
yeah, you guys got it together.
Yeah.
Half a point.
Yeah.
I'm not doing halves. You'll each get 1 point. The math is easier.
Yep.
But if you guys each want 0.7 of a point for the first question that you didn't get.
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
Sure, we'll take that.
I'm at 2.7. So are you.
Just kidding. You guys get no points. All right. So this next one, I'm just going to ask one that is essentially kind of like something that you would see in the real Newlywed Game. What do I think is my most attractive, like physically attractive quality? Gage very carefully analyzing me.
I have like a guess that I feel like isn't that serious, but at the same time, I've heard you bring it up before. So I'm going for it, but
Great.
It's probably wrong.
Great.
Okay, I've got my guess.
All right.
You gonna go first? You went first last time.
You go first, yeah.
Your eyes. Because girls would tell you, like when you were younger, that you have beautiful eyes.
Honestly, so sorry, Gage, what were you gonna what do you have?
Just because you made a comment about it a few years, it was when we were in college, your calves.
I do have
Someone
nice
took a picture of his calves recently. When we were sitting outside, I think he kind of had his leg like bent or propped up. And it was like, there were angles.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way his muscle was like.
I'll send you the picture
bulging out.
so that you can put it in the episode.
It's a good guess. Cause calves.
Man, I asked this question mostly just to feel good about myself. So just kidding. No, honestly, so you're both wrong for the answer that I had in my mind, because that's part of the Newlyweds Game. Like you have an answer in your mind at that moment, even if it's not what would always be the answer. But back in the day, it is like surprising the number of I feel like any time a girl wanted to flirt with me, the way she would do it is by like, DJ, do you know that you have beautiful eyes? Like, I didn't the first time, but I got sick of it after like the third or fourth time. Like I have biceps too. Like, come on. Anyways, no, I think I like my smile. Like I was
gonna say smile, but man. I was like calves. Calves are where it's at.
You guys can both have like a point for making me feel good, but it's not a point towards this game. It's a point.
So 1 point, and then feel like DJ feels good.
Yeah.
2 points in the competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Except you get a half point because yours was just girls say this. Gage was DJ has good calves.
I said eyes because girls have said this, so you must think that about yourself.
That's fair. You guys can both have the point.
But we don't.
No, the other point.
Oh yeah.
In the other game. Not a real point. Okay. Not a point that matters.
Yeah.
One of those whose line points.
Yes.
All right. Who gave me the last number?
I think I did. I said 52.
Yes. Gage, give me a number.
I'm going with 91. No.
All
96.
Right.
The year we were born.
Oh, man.
Was 91 better?
91's a pretty good one.
91 is so random. It's so good.
And 96? Okay, well, let's see how you guys do on 96. Am I a morning person or a night person?
Do you want to just say it in unison? Like 3, 2, 1. Night person.
Yeah.
You guys can have a point. 91. Do I have a favorite plant? And we'll even say instead, what is my favorite
plant? It's not a yes/no question?
Yeah. Because if the question is just, do you have a favorite plant? The answer is probably no.
Yeah.
But if I'm forced to think of one, I can think of one. You guys ready?
Yep. So I think there's 2 ways to take this question. And one of them is like of the varieties of plants that are out there in the world, which of those varieties is your favorite variety? The other way to answer this question is of every individual plant that exists. Which of them is your favorite?
Yeah.
And I could only think in terms of that one. So my answer is
Which
we have
two.
Yeah, we have 2 plants sitting in our house. One of them was given as a wedding favor in the wedding that you guys were in together. The other one is a prayer plant that we had to transplant from one pot to another, and it's this whole teaching about like uprooting your life to be like being a missionary and what that process is of uprooting your life and planting roots elsewhere. And it was just like this big experience of planting these plants together with some of our friends going overseas. So I'm imagining if there's one individual plant that you love more than any other individual plant, then it's our prayer plant. Ta-da.
Gage.
So I had a joke answer and a serious answer. My joke answer was cannabis. My serious answer is aloe, because it's a very versatile plant that can be used in drinks. It can be used to help with burns, and it can also be used to help keep bugs away, I think. I'm probably wrong on that, but I wanted to give a third reason that it was useful.
I think you're trying to convince me.
It's your favorite plant now, DJ?
Okay, but like, the way that you argue sometimes for why you like certain things can seem a bit utilitarian. And so I'm like, what's a very utilitarian plant? Aloe.
That's fair. I'm a pretty utilitarian guy. But my answer for this was just like a big old evergreen tree.
Yeah.
Just like take me out to the Pacific Northwest, sit me in front of like a redwood or like a sequoia, like something just big and beefy and it's been alive for 500 years and it's very flammable. Like that's what I'm looking for.
That's your reasoning.
Yeah, he just wants to watch the world burn. That was a bad Alfred.
That was fine. It was adequate. It's my favorite dog.
Adequate.
Okay. Yeah, so that's I'll call that 0 points.
Yeah.
But I thought your answers were both great. But there are no half points on the Newlyweds Game.
More than what we know about you, this is just revealing to you what we think about you.
Oh, I hate that. I haven't thought about that. What's my biggest relational issue? That's a joke. Don't answer it. Who was that? You, Gage? You just went? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Angela.
137.
Ooh. Would I rather travel back in time to meet my ancestors or to the future to meet my descendants? You guys both have an answer?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gage.
I said descendants.
Yeah, you're the future for your descendants.
Yeah, you guys are both right. That's a point for each of you.
Yeah.
Like I think that, like I know about the immediate people before me, and even like a few generations back, but like that's fine. Like I know the family that I inherited, and it's fine. But I'm looking to see like what seeds did I plant, like what legacy did I create within my life.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking like I don't know if you would have had that answer like as easily answerable before Isaiah, but now that you know him, I'm sure like I can just picture you being like, what do all of the future ones look like? Who are all the future ones? And then also, as long as you're in the future, you can see like what exists in the future.
So true. I would take little short trips forward to every time that like the next generation is like exactly his age, because it's such a precious age where they're smiley and bouncy and so that's a pretty good one. I technically gave Gage 2 earlier, so if you want another one,
okay,
you can take it.
3. Well,
let's see.
Section is a weird section.
We can change our mind. Do I have a dedicated office space at home? Who knows me better?
Actually, kind of hard for me to answer. It's like
it's easy for me to answer. Do you have an answer, Gage?
Yeah.
Sure. What's your answer?
I said kinda no.
Go on.
Kinda no, because like you have a designated spot that you do stuff sometimes, but more often than not, it can shift based on what's needed and when you're doing it and what else is going on. So it's not like a designated spot so much as you make a designated spot when the time arises.
Yes.
Angela?
My answer was no, but it's always the recliner. Like, it's always this brown chair in our living room. But it's also, like, it's not a dedicated office space. Like, you do a lot of things that are not officey there. But when you need an office for work, it's generally, like, that's the chair.
Yeah, almost always. Sometimes, at least once, I did
You
work
worked in bed before,
just like
too.
laying in
Yeah.
bed. Hey, Mike, if you're watching this, no, you're not. Turn it off. Hey, Tom, if you're watching this, no, you're not.
I feel like Tom would watch this just to be sweet. Like, yeah, I'm gonna support DJ in this thing that he does. Oh my, what is this thing that he does?
But yeah, so those answers are both right. I think Angela's a bit more on the nose, in that it's like the recliner. There's actually a pretty good. I'd have to go look for it, but there's a pretty good picture of me because it was a snow day, and on snow days we all zoom in to do like our morning 8 o'clock prayer time, and there's a pretty good picture in existence of me sitting in the recliner at like praying. We got a screenshot of it so that we could like send it to donors and stuff, and it looks like I am out
because his eyes are closed in a recliner. Like, he just looks comfy and out.
All right, so I'll ask another question that's not on the list. I assume it's not on the list. I haven't checked the list thoroughly, but I'll ask 2 questions. What is my favorite video game? And here's what I'll say. I'm not looking if it's part of a series. I'm not looking for the series. I'm looking for the game.
That is not helpful.
That is helpful for me. It makes me feel more
That means I have to think of a series instead of what I already thought of.
Oh no, I don't know what you thought of. It's just if it is, it's not necessarily.
I guess I'll put what I think is a series, and I think is that what you're talking about now.
Sorry. Do we both have answers?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still thinking.
My goodness.
I'm waffling.
Wait, so it's not actually decided that it's a series? Should I scratch that answer?
All right. Gage, go.
I've got Batman Arkham Asylum.
That is a good answer. Angela?
So before you mentioned your whole series thing, I said Rocket League. And then after you said your series thing, I said Fallout.
Yeah. So the specific answer I had in mind was Fallout 3.
Okay.
Not
New Vegas?
I did say specific game. What?
Not New Vegas?
I love New Vegas, and I think the world of it. But I think there are just some like world building things about Fallout 3 that I like more. Or like the. I think when you come out of the vault for the first time, it's done better in Fallout 3. It's neck and neck. I was like going back and forth, like, all right, which one am I gonna say?
Okay.
So, yeah, you can.
You don't
Because you're closer, you can have a point.
I don't know. I didn't know.
But you also guessed Rocket League too.
Yeah.
I
don't need a point.
You can have it if you want it, though.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Angela will not accept pity points.
No.
Gage, would you like a point? You can just have one.
No, I'm good. I was
right answer.
I wasn't even in the right series.
Y'all are weak. I would accept a
right
point for nothing. No, all great options though. Like I really enjoy Arkham Asylum. I've really, I played through it and beat it last year. We've talked about it on the show before. Mm-hmm. Great game. I love Rocket League. It's almost certainly the game that I've spent the most time in my life playing, which like makes a compelling like statistical case for favorite. Mm-hmm. But I really like those like PS3 era Fallout games. So like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, good stuff. So yeah. So then my next question is, and I'm positive I've talked to both of you about this before. What is my favorite mission in any video game?
Does it have a name that I'm supposed to know, or can I just like nickname it?
You can just nickname it or describe it. Angela?
There's a field with drugs that catches fire, and you're walking through, and you're high, and the Jamaican music plays.
That's a good answer. Gage?
I've got the Far Cry 3 Make It Bundem Drug Field is what I wrote down.
There it is. I have talked enough about my favorite quest, my favorite video game mission, that you guys both knew it.
Yes.
So
I remember like when we were at Mark's house and you started the game and you were like, oh, there's this really cool mission I want to get to. And I was like, cool, I'll sit down and watch for like a couple of hours and we'll get there. And you've been playing for like 4 hours and still weren't there. And you were like, it won't take too much longer. And then I fell asleep. I'm pretty sure we all turned in.
yeah, I mean, I made it there.
I really just need to play it myself because I still haven't watched that mission.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would say it's well worth it. So if you buy it on PS4, it doesn't have the co-op mode that it used to have. Like it came with a co-op mode on PS3, which is like super annoying because I think because they did away with the servers. They're like, I wish you get rid of the co-op mode too. But like it had local co-op, and it's gone now, which is really frustrating because it was fun. It was a cool story, but yeah, no, you should definitely play it sometime. I honestly, the next time I have disposable income of my own, it'll probably be something I'll buy. Like next time it's on sale or something like that. So it's a good game. It'll be good to. I had it on PlayStation Plus for a little while, and I made it through that mission. I was like, all right, I'm done now. Or like the subscription ran out. I was like, that's fine. So that's that. But yeah, so really like that game. And that mission. Are you the next number giver, Gage?
What is it? You know what's funnier than 24? 25.
69. 25. Ooh. This has a list of options. We don't need the list of options. But if I could write a book, what genre would I write it in? You guys both have an answer?
Mm-hmm. Well, I do.
Angela. Oh, sorry.
No, I do. I think it's nonfiction. The only book you've ever kind of referenced writing is like a marriage book telling people not to buy a dog and surprise their spouse. And like before, like 6 days before their first anniversary. So like that kind of a marriage help teaching book.
That's fair.
Yep.
Gage.
I said like a fantasy with like Christian themes, so like a Christian fiction, because I know you like storytelling and like D&D and stuff like that. So that's kind of the. But like, obviously, your faith would play a role in what you wrote. So.
Yeah. No, I've never even. Okay, so my answer. I've never even really thought about that. That could be fun. I do like storytelling. I should like write something sometime. That's a good idea, Gage. No, so some kind of Christian nonfiction book is what comes to mind immediately. Like the big idea that I've been kind of spinning around in my brain for a while would be like a book on confession, and just like some theology on confession, because the Catholics have like a stronghold on it, and they've got good ideas about confession, and other like denominations do as well. But I think that it'd be, I don't know, that there's a lot of good like restoration
movement.
That's our movement. Like a lot of good restoration movement literature on confession, and so I could corner the market.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm here for. It's fiscally responsible. So for the first time, I'm going to say that's 1 point to Angela.
Yeah.
And 0 points to Gage.
I said nonfiction before I started describing.
Yeah. Even though that was a good answer, Gage. But it wasn't the right good answer.
That's fair.
Angela, can you give me a number?
58.
Nice. Ooh, okay. That was a pretty good one. What does my favorite shirt look like?
Oh gosh.
Let me give you guys a bit of context. I'm gonna like. I don't have a specific shirt in mind. Like I don't have like an exact shirt in mind.
You should.
But I have like a genre of shirt in mind that like is pretty related to it, like a couple specific shirts that I like. But like you don't have to describe a specific shirt, Gage. Like you can, if you just describe like a shirt Like you don't have to decide which of my shirts is my
Yeah.
favorite shirt.
Yeah.
Like
I have a specific one of your shirts in my mind because it's one
great.
I've
Well
seen you
then
wear a lot.
we can answer it like that.
Go
Take it
ahead.
away, Gage.
So I've got that purplish grayish dry fit shirt, the dry fit t-shirt, like that. That's kind of what I've
Which
got.
one?
It's like purplish, like it's got purple and some gray in it.
Your heathered athletic shirt that is your favorite shirt that
What
looks
shirt?
purple from a distance, but is actually pink and black heathered together.
Okay.
That shirt.
That shirt.
That's the
Yeah.
one
And
I'm
is an athletic t-shirt that you love.
That is my favorite
That
shirt.
we know is your favorite shirt.
Yeah. It's over on the footstool over. No, I put it in the laundry. Because I wore it yesterday.
Yep.
It is my favorite shirt. That's a point for each of you, I'd say.
funny that
5-4.
we each got your favorite shirt.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Okay, so my next question. What is my most used emoji? And what I'll say is that I don't have any way of like actually tracking this number. So all I have is like a best guess, or you could ask what's my favorite emoji, and like it's probably a similar answer. You have an answer, Gage?
Yeah, I put the dancing woman in the red dress. That one.
Man, before you said what it was going to be, I about said, don't describe it. Just do it with your face. But
My
That
face
doesn't
just
work.
like contorts into it. Yeah, because I don't see you use a lot of emojis, but that's one that I remember a group we were in used a lot,
Mhm.
and I don't remember if you used it yourself, but like everyone else did.
Right.
So that's kind of my reasoning there. We don't really text that much.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
This
fair. I'm
is how
not
you
a
guys.
common texter. This is how we hang out, how we
Yeah.
interact.
Okay, I said the one that's like this. Like
Like
that's like the gritted teeth smile. That's like.
But not
Or-
quite smile, yeah.
Like almost
like
like
the
a
one that
grimace,
looks like it sounds like.
like a cringe.
Yeah.
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 And that is the correct answer.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And like, so I would say the context in which I use it is probably not too much. Sometimes during messaging, like on Messenger, if I'm communicating with like a group, and like if I goofed, then I'll do that one. Or if I like, yeah, I'm sharing something cringe or awkward, then I'll use that one, which is apparently pretty often because it's my favorite one to use. I actually ran into some trouble with someone one time because like there was a person in our small group that doesn't like that emoji, and I can't remember her reasoning for it, but it was like something along the lines of like maybe it implies like anger or frustration, or like I can't remember what the reasoning was, and I like to use it all the time because in my mind it's just like it conveys like, oh, that was awkward, like that's an awkward thing, like whether about me or anyone else. And so there was like some beef because I used this emoji that like made this person like
Triggers her.
uncomfortable. Yeah. So
Similar story, but I don't use emojis really unless I'm trying to be
yeah.
funny. But
Yeah.
I text in sentences and I use punctuation even if it's just one word that I'm sending. Most
Yeah.
people think that if you say okay with a period, that means you're angry or upset with what has been said. I just do that like out of habit. And I've had
Yeah.
so many people who will talk to me in person and be like, hey, can you stop doing that? Like, it makes me feel like you're mad at me. I was like, if I was mad at you, you'd know. Like, you wouldn't be thinking it. Like,
I would say not okay, period.
I wouldn't respond.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Hit those people with a sounds good exclamation point.
Or
And
even like okay exclamation point.
This
Like you don't even have to be excited to use an exclamation point. It just like it makes it happier.
the buttons all cost the same. It's free to use an exclamation point.
It's even free to use a smiley face emoji.
That's
Even
what
though
I'll
you
do
don't
from
use
now on.
them?
I'll say okay smiley face from now on
Perfect.
instead of with
It
a,
communicates
with a
everything you want to.
okay with the slanted face.
They're like,
Expresses confusion.
Man, trying to think of an example where that does not pan out well.
Okay with the dancing woman in the red dress.
I think that probably conveys everything you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's great.
That's yeah. All right, that was me. I asked that question. Let's see if I have any others that come to mind. Give me a number, Gage.
68.
Love it. I can have anyone fictional as my imaginary friend. Yeah, anyone can do that. Who do I choose and why?
You can pick any fictional character as your friend.
As my imaginary friend.
As your
Like,
imaginary friend.
So can
This
you
is no
give...
hypothetical situation. This is real life.
Okay.
Man, I need to think through this.
You can just believe the one I say because it's so true.
Oh no. I need to not think about what you're trying to get me to think. You're tricky.
I even put my phone down so you couldn't cheat.
I think I know I know my answer.
Do I know my answer? Let me think through every fictional character I've ever heard of. Oh yeah, it's not even like a book. Like it's just fiction.
Fiction definitely includes.
I know Angela's thinking.
Like,
and it's probably right. All right. Take it away, Gage.
I couldn't necessarily decide between the two. I said Seuss or the
that's a good
Summerwing
answer.
Trickster.
Those are both really good answers. Angela, what did you say?
Phil Dunphy. Modern Family.
And the answer is Phil Dunphy.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Because I think we'd be buds. Like, we'd get along.
Yeah.
Seuss is a really good answer, too, though.
I love
Man.
the what was it? The episode where they're talking about the color wars, where they had the different colored shirts or they were different colored teams or whatever, and his team won. And so he made the shirt for
all kinds of little racial things.
Oh my gosh. I love how innocent he comes across at every turn, basically.
It is. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Like, we just finished it this week.
It's kind of emotional.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, now we're on to Parks and Rec and The Middle. And then we'll do The Office. And then by that point, Isaiah will be old enough that like we'll probably be okay with him watching a little TV every once in a while. And so we'll probably get rid of a Peacock subscription and move back to Disney Plus. And we'll get caught up on Marvel while he watches
Bluey.
Gravity Falls.
I mean, we'll raise him up in the way he should go.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, Angela, what's your favorite number?
60.
What would my dream house be like? This is a tricky one to do too. So I'm going to think in as much detail as possible, and we'll see who gets closer. I've got 4 priorities.
4?
I've got 4 priorities.
I have 5.
Great. All right, Angela, do you want to go first?
Yep, I'm just going to read it. Not in the U.S. Is the nicest house in town. Has a board game table. Has a big kitchen for me. Has multiple bathrooms.
Those are so much more practical than mine.
Those are such good answers. You're going to be disappointed in me.
I said enough room for the kid, in parentheses S, to have their own rooms. A big table/common area for company. A gaming/theater room. And a yard for Woody.
Man.
Those are really good answers.
Yeah.
Those are better than mine.
Okay, so number 1, a great big like garage/shop area. Like a place to hang a canoe or like to put 3D printers and stuff like that. And cars. Like, yeah, just like a big garage shop area would be great. 2 was like big kind of common areas, like hosting areas, like big living room, big kitchen, like just big areas to host a lot of people. 3 was a lot of bedrooms. Not for kids. I wasn't even thinking about kids. But like to have like guest rooms to host people. And then 4 was like a theater game room area. So I think Gage gets this one.
Yeah, no, I think he more closely described what you just said.
Yeah.
Man, screw Woody, right?
He's lucky he gets a cage. Like All right, Gage, give me a number.
200.
Ooh, nice. This is gonna be Christmas themed.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I love Christmas.
I do love Christmas. Yeah, one. No, this. Sorry, this is for kids. No, this is Christmas. 193 through 201. 200. Would I rather eat a candy cane that tastes like turkey or a turkey that tastes like candy cane? I want the record to show that for like both of these, I'm not choosing which one sounds more exciting. I'm choosing the one that sounds less terrible. All right, Angela, what do you have?
A candy cane that tastes like turkey?
Gage?
Said a candy cane that tastes like turkey.
100%. Like,
Because that's just like a weird candy.
it's a weird candy and it's
Yeah.
short. Like, it's small. And like, candy canes just taste so bad. Like, no matter what flavor, 100% of them taste terrible.
They taste chemical.
You don't love like just a classic peppermint candy cane?
Correct.
I like peppermint candy canes.
I was mostly thinking of like the texture of biting into turkey and it tasting like candy cane.
Like,
would
yeah.
throw me off.
Yeah.
More than having like a hard
Like a hard candy that tastes like
that tastes
turkey.
like turkey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that there's a hidden untapped market for savory candy canes.
Willy Wonka talked about
that is
that.
tapped. Like, there's so many flavors of candy canes. I bet someone makes weird flavored, like, savory candy canes.
Oh.
I bet it exists.
I'm Googling it right now.
It has to exist somewhere.
Like, as a gag gift, like, there's so many gag gift things.
Well, there's bacon flavored anything out there. And there's
Pickle.
probably chicken flavored everything too.
This says that it's got possum flavored, but I think
That's funny.
wow, we should get these for Christmas.
Dante's Inferno candy canes.
Tastes like hell.
Okay, gravy candy canes. That's basically what we were just saying.
That's true. Caesar salad. I'm here for it. We should buy some of these for
butter candy cane.
Christmas with your family.
Onion? That's interesting.
McPhee.com has savory candy
Hot dog
canes.
candy canes, bacon candy canes, pickle candy canes. Those are the
Mac
two.
and cheese.
Link will be in the description.
Yes.
Not a sponsor, though.
Not a sponsor. Hey, McPhee. Archie McPhee.
I feel like
Come at us.
Like, that's the right vibe for a sponsor for you guys.
It really is, though.
That's true.
Like, website that has weird flavors of candy canes.
I think that is that's a good...
Their slogan is, and I quote, "We make weird."
Bro, it's so us.
Yeah.
If you go to McPhee.com, the first thing that pops up is, and I quote, axolotl ride, and it's an axolotl axolotl joyride, and it's an axolotl riding an axolotl.
It's like a little plastic toy. That's
that.
I know this
It's
isn't
like a
at
rubber
all
chicken.
what that is, but it made me think of Onward Aoshima.
That's exactly it.
Like, that's
Kale
just the
candy
vibe.
in a tin.
Mm-hmm.
Kale?
You got to take a look. It's pretty sick.
Kale.
Kale.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
Not a
So
sponsor.
whatever question we were answering, that's the one. Yeah, that was you. That was 200.
Yeah.
Or was that you said 200?
It was me. We both got it right.
You said 200. Yes.
86.
86?
No, that's the score.
Oh, okay.
33.
33. Have I ever been told I look like someone famous? Who was it? Tell you what. I've got two answers in mind, and I will let whoever can get the most answers correct gets the point. 3 answers. Whoever gets the most correct gets a point.
And they're actual famous people?
They're actual famous people.
Not the mall janitor.
Not the mall janitor. There's a janitor at the mall that I kind of look like.
I'd say he kind of looks like you. Like, you're the archetype, and he kind of looks like you.
He's the wish.com.
Yeah.
This is a little unfair. We did an episode where this was a question.
Ooh,
There we
Angela
went,
listens.
Everybody.
What do you think, viewers? What do I look like?
Right now, you look like a zombie from
Uh-huh.
something.
Like a cool robot?
Like a cool robot. Oh, man. I've got 3, and they're 3 that you've expressly said before. I think. I might have come up with one of them myself, actually.
Oh well, I hope that doesn't hurt me.
Guess which one I came up with myself.
I will. Well,
No, I'm
I
pretty
You
sure.
use
really know celebrity names.
I'm pretty sure you've said all three of these.
I have one name and then one description.
So I've got 4 that come to mind.
You keep making the list longer.
Yep,
I'm sticking with my
All right.
3. I don't feel comfortable doing a 4th.
that's great.
Yeah, I'll stick with what I've got.
All right, Gage.
So I said yes, because the first question was, has anyone ever told you you look like a celebrity
Of
before?
course,
So yes, Josh Hutcherson, Chris Farley, Jack Black.
not bad.
Okay, I said Jack Black, and then I don't know his name. It might be Chris Farley. Like, I live in a van down by the river.
That's so funny.
Is that him?
That is Chris
That
Farley.
is Chris Farley.
Okay, so I don't know that anyone has said Chris Farley for me.
Maybe I said that in the episode that we did.
Maybe.
I think because I remember
Probably.
like there's a picture of Chris Farley on my desktop because I used it in the editing for that episode.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I remember that. So, back when I was in high school, one time ever, some people told me I look like Josh Hutcherson, and so that's been an ego boost for the past like 12 years or whatever. So I got Josh Hutcherson. Jack Black is another. Like if you're a big man who's funny, you are Jack Black. And then who were my? This one stung. George Costanza, which isn't the actor's name. I know.
You don't look like George Costanza though.
Yeah. Is that? Let me make sure. That's Seinfeld, right?
Yeah, that's the guy from Seinfeld. The one that's not Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Or Kramer.
It was a guy that I worked for in ministry like 7-8 years ago. So I look at George Costanza. That one stung. And then last but not least, sorry, when I was in East Africa, an Indian man walked up to me at one point. He was like one of the people we were visiting, like he was their landlord. He came up, he shook my hand, and he said, "Hello, Mr. President." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You look like Donald Trump." So there's that.
Oh, that's so funny. You don't,
So
but that's hilarious.
You had Jack Black. You had Jack Black.
I live in a van down by the
But
river.
that wasn't the correct answer. That
We
wasn't the
both-
correct answer.
We both said him.
Oh, we
though.
both had a wrong answer.
Yeah, we both
Yeah.
had a wrong answer.
Yeah.
So Gage got 2 and I got 1.
No, did you say Josh Hutcherson?
I did say Josh
Okay.
Hutcherson.
So Gage wins this point. Yeah.
8-7.
8-7.
8-7. This is closer than I was thinking it would be.
Yeah.
It's kind of an ego boost for me, but I will say almost everything I've gotten right, Angela has also gotten right. So that's also been nice.
Okay, this one is a tricky one. I think Angela might have an upper hand in it. What is my favorite childhood like Christmas tradition? You can make something up. It might be right.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to make something up. I feel like we did talk about this in our Christmas episode, but it's been like so many months since we recorded that, and I haven't listened to it since it came out. Golly. Or like the Christmas... No, because we didn't... We might have brought it up in the Christmas debates, but I don't think we did.
Mm-hmm. Is it a
It
Rudolph?
could be debatable.
Is it a Rudolph blood snow cone where we just use red syrup and called it Rudolph blood as a snow cone?
Wait,
Who
are
knows?
these actual options?
No, that doesn't remind me. One time in 3rd or 4th grade, I was taking a spelling test, and one of our I think it was 4th grade. One of our words was soar, like fly, SOAR. And I had been studying, like I knew which one it was, but I just wanted to be cheeky. And so the way that I did that was by like, I didn't mean to like be as bold as I was, but I was like, so the teacher's like, soar. And I was like, soar like SOAR or like, ow, I'm hurt. And so I was like, soar like, here's how to spell it for our spelling test that we're taking right now. or like, ow, I'm hurt. And then as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, you idiot, you dumb idiot, what are you doing? And then the teacher was like, the one you've been studying. Like,
That's so funny.
so good times. It had to have been 5th grade because I wouldn't have had that much fear with Mrs. Graham, but I absolutely would have had that fear with Mrs. Jackson. She was like a Judge Judy type, like very short hair, very stern. She meant business. She was nice though. Like, as much as I feared her, I don't think I ever remember her like yelling or like getting onto students. So, anyways, what do you have, Gage?
I said Christmas pajamas.
Nice.
It's opening a present on Christmas Eve.
It is opening a present on Christmas Eve. It's, in your defense, you've never done Christmas with me.
Yeah.
Or like had to try to choose what Christmas traditions from each of your childhoods you're going to make for your family.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, like as I was thinking about it, I that actually did cross my mind, is like opening a specific present on Christmas Eve. That was kind of what that did cross my mind. But then I was like, I'm gonna go safe and say Christmas pajamas. And after I wrote it down, and when you asked me, I was like, I don't know if DJ wears pajamas.
I don't really. If I did, like, that's something we've talked about doing in the future, is Christmas pajamas, especially since
Because
he's here.
imagine like DJ and Isaiah matching.
Yeah.
And Christmas
Very
pajamas.
precious.
Exactly.
Butt flap. Always the butt flap.
Okay.
Man, what was I gonna say? Oh, one time, so my parents only ever bought like the really cheap wrapping paper because we just couldn't afford anything that was less cheap. And so it was always pretty see-through. And so pretty much every year I would like they would wrap the presents and just kind of leave them under the tree or whatever. And I would just, while everyone else is asleep, go grab the presents and like look real close at it and see what I was getting for Christmas. So like there was one year I was getting the Scarface video game. I was like 12. Like, Isaiah will not be getting the Scarface video game at 12. But that's okay. It worked. I turned out all right.
We had see-through wrapping paper one year. It was kind of see-through, and it was right after Battlefield 3 came out, and I had a PlayStation 3, and I was like really excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I might get Battlefield 3. And I opened it because I just saw the number 3. I saw the number 3, and I was like, oh, that's sick. And then when I opened it, it was Just Dance 3. Which I would argue I got much more enjoyment out of than I would have Battlefield 3.
Less swearing at the TV.
Yeah, I didn't do that in high school.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, hear me out. Crazy concept. Just Dance plus guns. Huh?
I think it would be kind of fun. I'm sure there's something like that out there.
No, thank you.
Man. Well, we'll keep thinking on it. What is my cell phone wallpaper?
Well, you have a new cell phone. I don't know if you've updated anything on it, but...
I've not changed anything.
Okay. So it's the default, or
I think.
Is it the same as what transferred over?
It's the same as what transferred over.
Okay. I think I know what it is.
And I'll say my lock screen specifically, because that one hasn't changed. The other one has. If you guys can both get a point, almost certainly just by like giving a rough description of it. Like the most basic description of what this picture is. You guys both ready?
Wait,
Yeah.
give me a second. I think I have a better idea. Where is it?
He's about to show this picture.
I'm ready.
All right, Gage.
Is that it?
Angela?
No, it's got to be something of Isaiah and me. Like, is it like one of the professional ones from the hospital with me and Isaiah? I know your home screen.
Oh, sorry. All right, I'm going to lock my phone real quick and then see who it is with Isaiah.
Home screen is me and Isaiah.
Yeah, it's Angela and Isaiah.
Darn. Okay.
That's a point for Angela. All right.
Is that 10-8, 10-7,
Something like that. 9-7?
9-7?
I think it's 9-7.
9-7.
Sweet. Well, I'll ask two more.
Because you got the Christmas one, the Christmas tradition one. So you have 3 more than
10-7.
Yeah, 10-7. 10-7.
All right, so Gage is out of it because we're going to do 2 more questions.
Yeah.
Tell you what, the last one will be worth 30.
Shoot.
I always. So sometimes, like, I think that there are a lot of people that rightfully hate the idea of like next point wins when you're like playing pickup basketball or soccer or whatever. Just declaring, all right, next point wins, because like usually it's the losing team that declares that. But I've got kind of a mixed relationship with it because a lot of times I was on the losing team. So like next point wins was kind of cool.
It's like
in my
hopeful.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like next point wins is like a good mindset to have about life.
Mm.
Like just the mindset of like, all right, if I do this next one right, that's important. Like so. Anyways, but I'd say like, what is my favorite study method?
Favorite as in most effective for you, or favorite as in the one you employed most often? Or
Both,
that you
yes.
like the most?
Yes.
I'm probably very
All right, Gage. Sure, Gage.
I said not.
That's so funny.
Cool. Just kidding.
No, it's like
That was mine.
weird acronyms.
That's
That was
fair.
mine.
Weird acronyms are like weird sentences that start with the same letter as like the things you're memorizing.
Yeah, like the mnemonic devices.
Mnemonic devices. That's
I was all about those. They single-handedly picked me up and carried me through college. So that's another Angela point.
Yeah, Jesus himself carried me through college.
take that, DJ.
You're like, Jesus, I only see one set of footprints this whole way. Like where
Why is there like a line like a body was being dragged?
11-7.
Yeah, I love mnemonic devices. So, for instance, for Wilderness Challenge that we've already talked some about, I had to memorize a lot of Romans 8. It was like 19 through the end of the chapter, which I can't do it now because it was old NIV too. So it's like I can't even get anything to study this thing from anymore. But like the creation cries out as if it's in like the pangs of childbirth, like waiting for the new creation essentially. But then like, what shall separate us from the love of God? Shall trouble or hardship or persecution or nakedness or danger or sword? No. Or like something along those lines. But like that's the list of them. Trouble or hardship or persecution or famine or nakedness or danger or sword. And my memory device that still works to this day is the Himalayan pot farmer needs dank seeds. And it ain't broke. So I love a good mnemonic device.
And that makes sense, thinking back to how, like, in Revelation, how we had to do some of those, like, in what chapters, the types of things that you would do to remember what happened in each chapter.
Yeah, pretty much anything except just actually memorizing stuff. Like, that's what I'm here for.
Anything shy of memorization.
Yeah. Or like Alec and I wrote a song for like History of the Roman Empire. It was a good time. But yeah, so love a good mnemonic device. My very excited mother just swiftly undid Norman's pants. Was one I came up with in fourth grade.
Pants.
I came up there's my very excited mother just sent us 9 pizzas or whatever. But like when I was in fourth grade, I was like, no, Norman's pants got to be in here somehow. But I didn't know I didn't know I didn't understand excited in the context that we do nowadays, right? And so I'm like, oh man, mom's excited, and then my friend Norman, she like he tore his pants or something, so like she had to take him off. But now Pluto's not even a planet, so it's just my very excited mother just swiftly undid Norman, which is a different vibe entirely. Norman is undone. So that's that. I'm going to look for another question. All right, last question. It's a real doozy. I'm going to let Angela read it off.
What is your favorite color?
What is my favorite color? What color did you say, Gage?
I went back to middle school. Lime pink.
Love that. Love that. Angela?
It's green. I don't know if the best description is like olive, forest, or hunter, but like the shirt that he's wearing, that's his favorite color.
Okay.
Yeah, like a good forest green is probably my favorite. But green in general, because like if you think back to like high school, I loved wearing like bright green shoes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like obnoxiously bright shoes. And so I do like green in general.
Mm-hmm.
But now like it's probably a more muted like forest green generally. Lime pink is a good guess though.
I remember thinking that was the funniest thing in the world the first time you said it, and so I started saying it to everyone when they would ask what my favorite color was.
Mm.
And that was not necessarily probably the beginning, but that was in the early stages of me just stealing your humor to use for my benefit.
That's all right. I was quiet. Someone had to. Like someone had to benefit from it. Now it's you, listener.
Okay, so Angela, final score is 12-7?
12-7.
12-7.
Okay, it did change a little bit towards the end there.
It did change a little bit toward the end. I told DJ yesterday when we were tossing this idea around, I think my exact words were, it could be a lot of fun. I also feel like I would get brutalized.
Those were his exact words.
I don't think that's what happened. I think you held your own.
No,
like when you go to the Olympics and you have to compete against Simone Biles, you know you're not getting gold, but like you can still do really well.
You got silver, Gage.
I got second place.
I really like the Olympics, and I'm obsessed with Simone Biles right now. So
it's true.
And then I remember.
Anyways, listeners, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you for joining us in this game of not the Newlywed Game, but kinda
the best friends game.
The best friends game.
I would with a completely straight face, like say of each of you, like, oh, that's my best friend. So
that's us.
Yeah,
that's us. And Isaiah.
Yeah. If you're a listener, thank you for listening. If you are Adam Ward or Jared Scrother, thanks for making our intro and outro music, respectively. Not respectfully, respectively. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you. Is there anyone else that we like to thank? Hey, whatever that joke website was with the savory candy canes, please sponsor us. You're cool. We're cool. We can make weird together. That's actually how I proposed to Angela. So, yeah. Once again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Gage, for being here, being my best friend for so long. Thank you, Angela, for putting up with me for like over half a decade now. It's crazy. Thank you, Isaiah, for being cute as heck. If you guys don't like those thank yous, as always, you can thank yourselves.